Okay, so it's time to glaze this painting. Here we go. Okay, so the plan is we've got this Liquitex acrylic medium gloss varnish, and then we've got a 50-50 mix of that and water. And here's the painting and a couple of pieces of an old cotton t-shirt, and we're gonna do a first coat here, and basically just doing it by dipping this in to the thing, and I'm just going to keep it close to this so I don't have to put a hole underneath situation here, but basically just very simply kind of spreading it over the painting, as you can see there, just really softly and gently. I'm not pressing, I'm letting it kind of do its thing, and just kind of like, but I'm not really dragging it. If there's an area that I feel that's too much, like if there's a lot of paint texture, I'm not like rubbing into it or anything. I'm just like, I kind of just pick up the cloth and go to another spot and just give it time to kind of try to get coverage over the whole thing first. So here we go. We're going to do all of this first. Then when we have it all kind of covered, then we're going to maybe do like a second kind of wiping down, but just not like wiping with pressure, but more just like letting the cloth just kind of smoothly just kind of float over it like it's doing here. As a matter of fact, I think we're good after this one. I'm just gonna make sure there's no areas that are pulled up like this area over here. Almost through with this. And the other thing I listened to on one video was they said don't, if it's not like perfect over everything, like don't be too worried about it, because you're going to get it on the subsequent coats. So a lot of these, I thought that was actually extra gloss, but that's not. That's actually extra paint. So I'm just going to take the less wet area of this and just kind of go like that one more time. Okay, almost done. Almost have like one good solid coat. So now we're just going to do edges. I'm going to cut off the camera though because I've got to hold it. Alright, so once again I'm doing some writing, and I'm going to wait until 11:30 because it was 10:30. We'll do another coat here. Here we go, we're back. We're going to do another coat. As you can see, it looks relatively matte. It doesn't really look very glossy right now. Maybe a little more than it did before. Like you can kind of see a little bit of sheen. But we're going to do another coat. Here we go. So first thing I'm going to do, I'm just going to grab what I had there. Go ahead and dip it again. And we're just going to do the same thing we did last time. Kind of just give it a good, even maybe, well, definitely want to go evenly over the whole thing all at once so that we don't get it pooling up in the center. I don't want the center to get like too, like a soggy thing happening with the center, since I'm always starting there. So we're just going to kind of like do that. We're just going to go all the way across, all the way up and down, all the way across. Alright, again. And again, 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 and again, and again, and again. Okay, so now what I want to do is just kind of find the driest area of this, because now it's starting to get paint on it. So I really should have just used some like nitrile gloves or something, because yeah, I mean my hands are going to basically be getting some glaze on them. But anyway, I'm probably going to clean these cloths in between. I'm not sure. Maybe not. We'll see. This will probably be like the one I use for a lot of application, but I also don't want to get too crazy with it. So I'll put that back on there. And I'm actually just going to come over it one more time with just a more or less dry cloth, just to kind of smooth everything one time. So we do that. We just kind of give it one dry run. Smooth everything down a little bit. Especially on this end, I'm noticing there's some like a milkiness that I'm seeing, so I'm not liking that. I want to fold that cloth nicely so that I get a good, a nice, proper surface that I'm working with there. So there we go, one more time over everything, right? And then I'm just gonna do the edges again. So I'll turn off the camera. All right, so here we are, looking pretty glossy, right? That's the second coat. So there's definitely gonna be some, yeah, it's gonna look pretty good after 4 of these coats. So writing again, it's time to do another coat. Move this. And this has just been soaking in here, so this, nothing wrong with that. Let it do its thing, and maybe probably have to wring it out a little bit. Whole entire coat on this. It's gonna be coat number 3, and the coat after this is gonna be coat number 4. So I think I'm gonna make sure and do a really nice, good coat this time. Like what I'm doing right now, it doesn't feel like very substantial, so I'm probably gonna have to go ahead and just like soak this again a lot and just really go to town on it this time. I think we're gonna have to really get the most out of all 3 times this time. And so right now it looks a little milky. I'm gonna grab from the side that is overdone with things. So that, I'm gonna grab from that. And then just kind of come across again, up and down, up and down, up and down, up and down. Really going a little thicker this time because I'm noticing that there's not the glossy look to things at all. So that's going back in there. This is what I'm going to use to just smooth it all out again. Side now. Right there, right there, there, right there, right there, and right there. All right. And now just to kind of make sure that we have a more even coating over everything, I'm kind of going across the other way, but then I'm going to go again one more time. I'm going to fold the rag again. Seems to be like the nicest looking way. I don't feel like I'm seeing any streaks when I do it this way. So one time that way, and then I flip it again, do the rest before I go across the rest. Okay, like that. That doesn't feel like it got enough. I'm just going to give that little side just a little extra right there. And then just go over it again with the dry rag. Just even just as soon as I've finished with that coat, I mean it's looking pretty well varnished, but it's even if you look at it now, you can kind of see it's starting to soak up the yeah, it's definitely starting, like areas like this are still kind of little more or less kind of matte, so but it's getting there. This next coat should be a good one. I mean, after this next coat, it should be ready. So I let this one dry for 2 hours, but this is actually pretty good. It's starting to really take that, the sheen is really starting to be more permanent now. It's not really looking, you know what I mean? Like you can see that on there now when you look at it. So one more coat should do it. Here we go. Move my coffee away. All right, we're gonna start with the rag. It should still be folded up pretty well so I can get a nice, do a nice job with it, not having to really worry about what's going on with it here. So this is getting coated a little heavier than the other side, but I'm gonna actually I'm gonna go one side to one side so I can just like really, you know what I mean? Like, there we go. Even more, even more, even more. Here we go. There we go. So one side, right? I'm gonna go across the whole thing. Here we go. All the way, one side, back and forth. Okay, so that's, yeah, gotta stick to one side of this because it's not gonna really do much if I don't. And then after I get it all, I'm gonna go like that and just all the way over that edge nicely. Okay. All right, so now I'm just gonna come back over it with this. Again, like I did last time, right? We're just kind of keeping with the method that we know is producing the result that we want to see. Got to come back over the other side now. There we go. Keeping going, keeping going. Want to make sure we don't have that kind of milky film going on because it's a little much. As you can see there on that cloth, it's picking it up quite a bit. So time just kind of boom, 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 and boom. Okay, there we go. Maybe even a little more on this side. Really just kind of just drip it on there a little bit, and then just actually just take this and just move it in because I just want it to be, I want it to be enough. So I'm just going to go across the whole thing one more time, like that, like that. Make sure that our coat is nice and evenly spread. Okay, All right, so that's on there pretty good. Everything's on there pretty good. I keep feeling like this is not enough. I don't know why. I'm just gonna go like that. There we go. Just gonna give that a quick little spread, and then there, and again, and then there. And come across a little bit so that it kind of blends over a little bit, I think. That should be good, I think. Maybe just, yeah. Over everything, I guess. Maybe just go, I think even with this coat, I just kind of want to just give it enough over everything one more time. Just want to make sure that this is not a light coat, because this is going to be the last one that I do. So, right here. All right, there we go. So now, once again, I'm just going to do the, so now this is going to be the last time that I go over everything with this, and just one time, probably back and forth one time, because it's all a little bit milky, and I don't want it to look milky at the end of it all, so gotta be a little bit strategic here about it, about how I go about this. But here we go, one more time from right to left, all the way. There we go, there we go, there we go, there we go. There we go, 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 and then up one more time from the bottom, up, there we go, that's good, that's decent, I think. And then I think I'm just gonna go, this one, I feel like up on that part would be nice, because something seems to be catching on the other side, the back side of that, so there, one more time. One more time over everything. Here we go. This is going to be the last time. Okay. There. And there. Okay. All right. I think we are good. I think this is more than enough as far as all this goes. Solid coat on everything right now. This is, wow. Right. This is so... Only other thing that I still need to do is just glaze, or I need to varnish the edges as well. They're nice and varnished as well. Those are looking really great. Everything's looking super cool. Right, so here it is. This is the finished, fully varnished painting, and it's looking pretty good. I like it. I like what I like the finished result here. I like the final result. It's pretty even, as you can see. There's not, it's got that shine all the way across the whole entire thing, right? Nice. Obviously, the areas with the most paint are going to be the most shiny, and areas that are more matte or have some of the other medium aren't going to show as much of it, but you can see it's there. You can still see that it's there, you see? But when you look at it from a distance, a lot of times it just kind of looks matte on certain areas more so than others, but like it's kind of hard to tell there. But actually on the camera, you can, like right there, that looks matte right next to the S, but it's actually not. Like when you get closer to it, you can see that it's all the same. And it's going to be beautiful. It's going to have so many layers of dimension. It's going to have so much depth to it, and I'm really looking forward to doing the other two pieces in this series and just sharing them with people. It's not the best lit room, but I'm going to put it back where I had it and see if I can see any difference how it looks when it's here now than when it was here before. And I'm a little nervous because this room's a little dusty, so I'll probably be coming back to, yeah, there it is. And I'm glad I could share that with you guys. Cheers.